Welcome to Movies in the Making. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at the 1984 action drama film The Karate Kid, released by Columbia Pictures and directed by John Avildsen. Here, we will dive deep into the story of the production of this film. You know the crane kick, you know Mr. Miyagi's wisdom, but do you know what really went on during the making of the film? From unexpected casting choices and first-time auditions to the creative minds that shaped the unforgettable soundtrack, there is so much more to this film than meets the eye. If you would like to hear about how more films were done behind the scenes, please like down below and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Now, sit back and enjoy the show. You are all in for a kick-ass ride. Robert Mark Kamen came up with the idea for The Karate Kid based on his personal experiences with martial arts, which began after he was beaten up by a gang and decided to learn self-defense. Initially trained with a violent instructor he disliked, Kamen later found a Japanese sensei who emphasized discipline and philosophy over aggression, inspiring the character of Mr. Miyagi. Drawing from this, Kamen created a story that blended real martial arts values with emotional depth, crafting action scenes informed by his own fighting knowledge. His advice to aspiring screenwriters is to write what excites them, ignore industry noise, and stay committed to the craft purely for the love of storytelling. John Avildsen became the director of The Karate Kid after already earning acclaim for directing another iconic underdog story, Rocky, United Artists 1976, which won him an Academy Award for Best Director. Although he initially had no interest in boxing, he was drawn to Rocky because of the compelling script, a theme that would later echo in The Karate Kid. Known for his ability to craft emotionally resonant, character-driven stories, Avildsen was a natural fit for the film, which shared many elements with Rocky, including its focus on a struggling outsider guided by an unlikely mentor. His talent for bringing heartfelt, underdog narratives to life helped make The Karate Kid a critical and commercial success, leading him to direct its sequels as well. Ralph Macchio landed the role of Daniel LaRusso in the film after gaining attention for his performance in Francis Ford Coppola's film The Outsiders, Warner Bros. 1983, which led to a meeting with Avildsen. Although skeptical of the film's title at first, Macchio connected deeply with the character during auditions, bringing his New York attitude and suburban background into the role. His chemistry with Pat Morita was instantly powerful and helped define the film's heart. Despite having little martial arts experience, Macchio trained in Konowan Go-Juru karate before filming. Kamen was inspired by his own karate journey and saw in Macchio the perfect embodiment of Daniel, so much so that he changed the character's last name to match Macchio's Italian heritage. Macchio is not the only actor considered for the role. Several well-known names, including Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, Nicolas Cage, Emilio Estevez, Anthony Edwards, and Eric Stoltz were also in the running. At the time of casting, Macchio was actually 22 years old, though his youthful appearance and small frame made him a convincing teenager. According to Kamen, Macchio came off as obnoxious during his audition, a quality that Kamen and Avildsen saw as perfect for the character, who needed to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. LaRusso's iconic blue and white headband was never part of the original script but became a legendary piece of pop culture thanks to an improvised moment on set. Macchio explained that Morita happened to have the lotus flower print handkerchief in his pocket and, after using it to wipe his brow, spontaneously tied it around Macchio's head. This accidental addition completed Daniel's now famous look, one that fans instantly recognize and often replicate, especially on Halloween. At the end of filming, Macchio received two memorable gifts that tied directly to his character's journey. He shared that he was given the actual trophy that his character Daniel LaRusso wins at the karate tournament. He was also gifted Mr. Miyagi's iconic yellow car, the same one Daniel famously leaned to wax on, wax off, and later received as a birthday present in the film. Pat Morita nearly did not land the role of Mr. Miyagi in the film, as producers were initially reluctant to cast him due to his previous comedic role as Arnold on the TV show Happy Days and concerned about his suitability for a serious, dramatic part. Although other actors, including Toshiro Mifune, were considered, language barriers posed challenges. Director Avildsen insisted on giving Morita a chance and paired him with Ralph Macchio for a reading. The moment they began reading together, their chemistry was undeniable, and Morita's embodiment of Miyagi felt natural and effortless. That audition convinced the team he was perfect for the role, and Morita's heartfelt performance became essential to the film's success and legacy. Despite the convincing martial arts scene in the film, none of the lead actors had any karate experience before filming. Macchio was completely new to martial arts, and William Zabka had only a wrestling background from high school and was concerned about aggravating a past back injury. Both actors underwent intense training. Up to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, they trained under the guidance of Patty Johnson, a highly skilled martial artist who choreographed the fight scenes and helped them transform into believable fighters on screen. Zabka landed his role as Johnny early in his acting career while working with a commercial agent. Though he initially did not know karate and had little film experience, a casting director who had seen him audition for another film called him in to read for The Karate Kid. Despite his doubts, he felt an immediate connection to Johnny, finding the character natural to portray. Zabka read only one scene for his audition but impressed the casting team with his performance and dedication. He underwent intense martial arts training with choreographer Pat Johnson, which not only prepared him for the role but also improved a past back injury. During a pivotal studio audition, he nailed a flying sidekick that broke drywall, solidifying his place in the cast. Zabka brought depth to Johnny, striving to make him more than a one-dimensional villain and ultimately appreciated the character's redemptive arc. Though his performance led to him being typecast in bully roles, Zabka embraced the experience, later spoofing his legacy in the music video for No More Kings' Sweep the Leg, named after a line from The Karate Kid, and remaining grateful for the iconic part that helped define his career. Elizabeth Shue landed the role of Allie Mills after auditioning alongside Macchio in the summer of 1983, in what was her first ever film audition. The screen test, filmed in Avildsen's New York office, showed Shue and Macchio performing an early version of the now famous Allie with an eye scene. Though the dialogue and saying differed from the final version, their chemistry was evident, leading Avildsen to call them a perfect match. At the time, Macchio had already gained recognition from The Outsiders, while Shue had just left Wellesley College after landing a role in a TV pilot called To Glory. Her inexperience made Macchio's professional stature all the more impressive to her. This pivotal audition footage, shared by Avildsen on his YouTube channel in 2011, offered fans a rare glimpse into the casting process of the film. The Karate Kid was filmed primarily in and around Los Angeles. One of the most recognizable locations is the South Seas apartment complex in Reseda, where Daniel and his mother live. It still stands at 19223 Satakoy Street. Other iconic scenes were shot at Leo Carrillo State Beach in Malibu for the beach party, and the school featured in the film is located at 5607 560 Capistrano Avenue in Woodland Hills, which has also appeared in other films. The field behind the school and surrounding areas have remained largely the same since filming. The corner of Cloverdale Avenue and Wilshire Boulevard serves as the location for the restaurant and dojo early in the film, while the Cobra Kai dojo was filmed at the 5223 Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood. Additional filming locations include Allie's house, located at 4072 Alonzo Avenue in Encino, and the memorable date scene at Golf and Stuff, found at 10555 Firestone Boulevard in Norwalk. Though some elements, like water slides, have since been removed, many areas of Golf and Stuff, including the mini golf courses and restaurant space, still resemble their on-screen appearance. Bill Conti became the composer for The Karate Kid largely due to his prior success scoring the Rocky films, which shared similar themes of the underdog triumph and emotional resilience. Having already demonstrated his ability to enhance the film's emotional core through music, Conti was a natural fit for The Karate Kid. Though he did not draw from authentic Eastern musical traditions, he effectively used Eastern-sounding instrumentation to reflect Mr. Miyagi's teachings in Daniel's journey. His work provided continuity and emotional depth throughout the franchise, much like he had done with Rocky, using the subtle variations to evolve the score across the series while maintaining its core identity. You're the Best, performed by Joe Esposito and written by Bill Conti and Allie Willis, gained fame for featuring in The Karate Kid. However, the song faced criticism, particularly for the lyric, "History repeats itself," which some felt was out of place since it was played during LaRusso's first tournament. Esposito explained in 2008 on The Adam Carolla Show that the song was originally meant for Rocky III, United Artists 1982 soundtrack, but was replaced by Survivor's Eye of the Tiger and later rejected for Flashdance, Paramount Pictures 1983, in favor of Michael Cimbello's Maniac. Ultimately, Avildsen loved You're the Best enough to include it in The Karate Kid, helping it to become more iconic. As of the 25th of May, 2025, The Karate Kid was a 98% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a 61 out of 100 critic score on Metacritic, a 7.1 rating on IMDb, and a 3.8 rating on Letterboxd. The film's budget was $8 million and it grossed about $91 million following its initial release date of 22nd of June 1984, making it the highest grossing film of 1984. Despite its wholesome image, The Karate Kid faced a legal challenge when a karate instructor named Bill DeClemente claimed that the film had stolen his nickname. DeClemente alleged he had been using the title The Karate Kid on his business cards and in promotional materials, and he believed the film infringed on that. Lawsuits like this are not uncommon for successful films, with individuals hoping to claim a share of the profits. However, this particular case was ultimately dismissed, as DeClemente's use of the nickname was not widely known. And that wraps up our deep dive into the making of The Karate Kid. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on all things movies in the making. Let us know in the comments what you think of The Karate Kid, or if you have any favorite films from that film we did not touch upon, or what films you would like to hear covered by this channel. Also be sure to check out our community page, where we announce what films will be talked about by this channel each week. New posts arrive every Friday, or Saturday if we forget to post on Friday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time on Movies in the Making, where we'll be talking about John Wick, Summit Entertainment 2014, and more films to follow along the way. Tune in for more Movies in the Making as we uncover the stories behind cinema's most unforgettable films. This has been Jason Scotchmer, film enthusiast and passionate about the arts.